But it's great to be here. I always enjoy coming out to Farm Science Review. It's one of my favorite events of the year. And I appreciate the fact that the weather changes year to year. We have all 4 seasons, it seems, in late September, no matter what it happens to be. But it's great. This is a perfect day for the end of summer. And it's great to see so many friends, people who I met really at the very beginning of my time at the university, and then those of you who I've met along the years. One person I met very early when I arrived here was Congressman Stivers, and it's great to see you, Steve, and congratulations on your great success. And I also want to acknowledge our sponsors, Beck's Hybrids, JD Equipment, and John Deere. We really appreciate that. Thank you so much for your support. And thinking about Farm Science Review and what a wonderful program it is, it's amazing to think that we've been holding this event every year for now more than 50 years. Really an incredible thing. And it's a natural outgrowth of our founding as a land-grant institution, as Kath Ann was saying now, 148 years ago. Here are research scientists and their collaborators in academia and industry gathered to share their expertise with people from all over Ohio and, as we heard, across the country and around the world. And in turn, farmers find the tools and information that they need to overcome the challenges that they face, both large and small. Together, we create a more sustainable world, more sustainable food supply, and a cleaner, more productive environment. Achieving goals like these can be challenging, but finding solutions is what we all do collectively every day. And it's why the College of Food, Agricultural, and Environmental Sciences is so vital to our university and to our state. For nearly 150 years, the college has driven discovery, innovation, and opportunity across Ohio and around the world, and it's really thanks to its scientists and educators and the dedicated men and women of the OSU Extension across the state of Ohio that benefits all of us so greatly over all these years. And I've had an opportunity to see firsthand the great impact that we have during our state tours. I spend 6 days each year on 3 two-day trips driving back roads throughout Ohio and visiting, again, many of you, and it's really wonderful. This summer we visited 19 cities, villages, and towns in 16 counties. I was saying to Bud Peterson, it's like I feel like I'm running for office, except for I don't have an opponent saying bad things about me, but it's really terrific to see people. One place that we visited was great. We had a day on McClure Farms in Paulding County. It's a 3,800 acre operation in northwestern Ohio, and we learned about the work that's being done there to improve water quality. It's great. We have students who come with us, 30 or 40 students on each of these trips who are along on the bus with us. And when we're standing out on the farm, I asked how many of them had never been to a working farm before. And someone near me said, everybody's been to a working farm, come on. And actually about 40% of the students there had never been to a working farm before. Everybody has driven past farms. You can't help but do that, but 40% of our students had never actually been on a farm, so it was their first day actually standing in a field on a farm, which is a nice thing to think about. And then a great thing for them to hear was talking with the farmers about how the science and things that we do at our university, things that we do in our laboratories, things that we learn about in our classrooms are useful to farmers every day in helping to make their fields more productive, to be able to grow crops and distribute them more efficiently and effectively, and to be more sustainable in the way we were doing things. And so that was a great connection of what happens in Columbus and in our regional campuses in the classroom, and what happens in our laboratories and what actually happens in the field. And hearing the students have conversations with people, actually put the things that take place theoretically to real practical use was really terrific. And let me say also, we visited Jim and Nancy Patterson, who we enjoyed seeing always. We multiple generation Buckeyes. It was great to meet 3 generations of Pattersons and to talk about the role that the university has had in the 2 generations that are a little bit older and that we hope will have, and those generations of grandchildren that we got a chance to meet. And it's really wonderful for us to be able to have that penetration not only across the breadth of our state, but in through the generations of families of people that we serve. That's really great fun. So we really do appreciate that. Across our broad university, we are seeing historic momentum. Kath Ann nicely mentioned that we've had record highs in several of the things that we look at as being most important. We had just under 17,000 for one. we had just under 17,000 degrees that we granted last year. Yeah, you should breathe deeply and pause on that. 17,000 people received an Ohio State diploma last year. Now, that's an amazing number. I don't know that any campus I've looked at the math, honestly, and it's hard to follow entirely, but I've looked at the math. I don't believe that any single campus in the country has ever given that many diplomas in a single year since the founding of our nation. It really is a wonderful thing. And given that we were founded 148 years ago to educate people to serve society, being able to be a leader in the nation in the numbers of degrees that we're giving out from our campus is really something that we're really proud of. It really is meeting our mission. We also are very pleased to be able, in thinking about our land grant mission, thinking about our public university mission, those things that we do to make education available broadly to our citizenry are really, really important. So we have several things that I want to make sure we've announced, but I want to make sure I repeat here today to make sure that you all are clear about them. The first is something that we call a Buckeye Opportunity Program. In the Buckeye Opportunity Program, let me just ask a question. If I say Buckeye Opportunity Program, how many people know exactly what I mean? So that's great. Now I'm going to try that question again in about 1 minute. Okay, let's see how we do. So the Buckeye Opportunity Program is a program that says if you are a Pell Grant eligible student, that essentially means that your family income is at the median income of the state or below. So that's half the families in the state. If you're a Pell Grant eligible student, then we will make sure that your effective cost of tuition and fees is $0. And that means you'll take your Pell Grant, and if there's an OCOG grant or whatever, you get those when you come, and then we cover whatever gap there is between that and the full cost of tuition and fees. So your effective tuition, if you're an Ohio student with a family income of the median income of the state or below, your effective tuition, as of today, is $0 at the Ohio State University. You should applaud. So when people talk about us being affordable, how much it cost 10 years ago or 20 years ago or 40 years ago or 100 years ago, it was never less than zero. So we are really, really proud of being able to do that. And something else I'll say that just to know where our priorities lie, we are able to do this largely through efficiencies that we've been able to foster on our campus. Through administrative efficiencies that we've been working on now for several years. We save tens of millions of dollars a year in those administrative efficiencies, and that money goes back to our students and their families. And then we also have some endowment programs that we've worked on to raise the size of our endowment, and part of our endowment goes to fund that gap. So the one thing I want you to know is that as of this fall, as of August, when the class came in, students at the Columbus campus were able to have the gap between any grants they brought to us and the full the cost of their tuition and fees covered by the Buckeye Opportunity Program. And that program is going to be extended in the spring semester to our regional campuses. And that's another big step for us. That deserves applause as well. All told, this gap existed for 3,000 students on the Columbus campus, exists for 1,200 students on the regional campuses. So those 4,200 students and their families will have that gap closed this year. So we're very pleased about that. Another thing that we did this year, just it's a small but I think an important thing, is we were able to eliminate, we have fees. They're course fees that our tuition has stayed low for a long time, but a bunch of course fees have popped up here and there. Some of them are understandable, things like beakers if you're in a chemistry lab or whatever else. But there were computer fees. There were fees that I joked saying were like open the doorknob fees or whatever. There's lots of little fees that were there. And so we were able to eliminate 70% of the fees across the campus this year, saving our students $1.9 million as of now going forward. And so all the non-essential fees were eliminated, and that's something that we think is very important. And I'll pause and let you applaud that as well. And we are also this year providing deep discounts on digital textbooks in as many courses as possible, and these provide a savings of up to 80% over the cost of hardbound books, and so we're really pleased at that as well. I teach a freshman seminar each year, and in my course we use an iPad, and all the material that the students need for the course comes on the iPad, so the cost of books and materials and supplies and paper and everything for those students is $0 and I appreciate that. This year, through our partnership with Apple to become the digital flagship University. We passed out 11,000 iPads to our incoming freshmen, transfer students, incoming freshmen, and students at our regional campuses as well. And so that's the entire incoming class this year, all got iPad Pros given to them to use for their entire 4 years they're with us. Next year, the second year class will get the next first year class will get them, so that as we go forward a year at a time, in 4 years, all the students will have this digital platform to use. Now, it's not for every class. They don't have to use it for everything that might come along, but it's there for them to use for many of their classes and for many of their faculty, and we think that's a great step into the future. So we're really pleased about that. Then other things that we've done that we're really excited about. Last year actually, we initiated the Ohio Tuition Guarantee Program. So I told you about the Buckeye Opportunity Program, which means that if you're from a median income or below family, that the effective tuition you'll pay is zero after we put all your grants together and meet the gap. How many people now understand the Buckeye Opportunity Program? Just raise your hands. This is a great audience of learners. I like that. Lifelong learning, it's a good thing. So another thing is we have a Ohio Tuition Guarantee Program. Straightforward program. It means that when you come to campus in the fall and you see what your tuition and fees are, that's your tuition, your room and board, that's what it's going to be for 4 years. So you come in as a freshman, you get that bill, you say, great, you can Xerox that and pay that every year, and that's what it's going to be. So you know, even those families now that are in the upper income brackets that are above the median, those families who pay for that part of their tuition and the fees and for the room and board, they know what it's going to be, and it stays the same for 4 years. And so if you graduate in 4 years, you'll be paying the same when the semester you graduate as you did when you came in as a freshman. And let me say that because we've been holding tuition flat for these last several years, everyone who's graduated since I've been at the university has been paying the same tuition that she paid when she came in as a freshman. So we've kept that flat all the way along. This program means that there might be, the fees go up about 1.5% or so, cost of living every year. So next year's freshman class might be 1.5% higher than last year's, but let me say that stays flat for them the whole time that they're through. And again, it's tuition and room and board. So I'll allow that. So we're really, really pleased about that. And then something else I'm really excited about that I want to mention to this group, and that is, well, let me say, so we understand the Buckeye Opportunity Program. How many now understand the Ohio State Tuition Guarantee Program? There we go, that's great. I'm looking for hands that didn't come up. I'm going to come and sit at your table. And then something else that's really important, and I think resonates with this audience. You know, there are people here from all over the state, all the different counties. So we've had a land grant scholarship program for many years. And that land grant scholarship program used to be a full ride scholarship, one for every county in Ohio. With the recession a few years ago, that was squeezed back, and it was still a good scholarship. It was still now a full tuition scholarship, but it was a full tuition scholarship, one for every county in Ohio. But it turned out that we got through the recession, we were doing well economically, and I was touring around. Actually, I was on one of our state tours talking to a student who said that she knew someone who'd gone to a different university because although we gave her a full tuition scholarship, someone else had given her a full room and board tuition scholarship. And I thought, gosh, we want these land grant scholarships to be really the best thing you can get. And so we endeavored then, and we last year raised the amount of money that we were using to support the Land Grant Opportunity Scholarship to be a full scholarship, tuition, room and board for one person in every county throughout the state of Ohio. So that's a round of applause. But wait, like a Vegematic commercial, it seemed like such a good year. This year we doubled it, and so we made this now available to 2 students in every county throughout the state of Ohio. And we're really, really excited about that. And I'll say that I had the opportunity to meet this group of students. It's about 170 students, and it was wonderful to sit in a room full of people who've been worrying about college and working hard to get into college their whole lives. And then through the Land Grant Opportunity Program, they found out that their college is now paid for these 4 years. And so it was great to be with them. And something else I should say, some of our counties are small, and there may not be in every county 2 students who qualify for this, who are, the right profile and done everything to qualify for our admission, so that or they might get a competing scholarship or whatever, and so we might not be able to grant them. So what we do is if we have some that are left over at the end of the year, then we give 3 to some other counties, and we want to make sure to give them all out every year. So we have a full complement of land-grant opportunity scholars in each of our classes. So that's 175 students who come to Ohio State. Now this is tuition and room and board, books and supplies, all covered for the 4 years. And we're very proud of that. And that again came from administrative efficiencies. So overall, these things that we put together, I told you of a lot of things: the Buckeye Opportunity Program, the Tuition Guarantee Program. They're really proud of the Land Grant Scholarship Program. Overall, all those things have resulted in a $100 million investment from our university into our students and their affordability over these last 3.5 years. And we're really pleased with that, and we're going to keep moving that on as we go forward. Just a few weeks ago, we were really proud, about a month ago now, to welcome the most talented and diverse class of students that we'd ever admitted. We had students from all over the state, from 46 of our states and from 23 countries around the world. Our medical center really had wonderful rankings come out just a little bit ago, looking at how its services were compared to other places in the country. This was the entire country. There are about 4,700 hospitals that are reviewed. We came in a tie for number 22. That's really terrific. It's in the top 1/2% of medical centers in the United States. We're really proud of that. Kath Ann was mentioning that. Well, I'll accept applause for that. And Kath Ann was mentioning our fundraising to support all of you. You give to us during the year. We had a great year in the College of Food, Agricultural, and Environmental Sciences. We had a great year across the campus. We had 270,000 unique donors last year. And for the first time, we're really pleased that we were able to top $600 million in gifts and pledges for our university. Another round of applause if I can. That's really a round of applause for all of you. So our ability to push forward the excellence that you heard about this afternoon, our ability to push forward affordability that you heard about this afternoon, our ability to be connected with the citizens of our state in ways that help their lives work better and to be better so that they can then do things that make other people's lives better around our state and around our country. That's really our mission. It's why we were founded. It's why we're here. It's why we get up in the morning. It's why we're so excited about the work that we do. It's why we feel so blessed and privileged. They're remarkable achievements, but they would not be possible at all without the unwavering support of our congressional delegation, our state legislators, and our many partners at the local level that we work with all the time. And a round of applause for all of you who are here. And I'll say that support for our research and cooperative extension programs is critical, and it's at the core of our ability to advance Ohio's agricultural industry. And it underpins our efforts to be a partner in solving the shared challenges, advancing the frontiers of knowledge, and educating the next generation of leaders. We look forward to continuing this collaboration and driving the future of education across Ohio and beyond. The Ohio State University has long supported our state and its people by providing broad access to education and fostering an environment of discovery and engagement. We're deeply proud of our history. We're excited to continue doing so in new and innovative ways for many years to come. I really do appreciate all of you who I've gotten a chance to work with and know. I appreciate all that we do together. We have a lot to be proud of. We have a great future in front of us. Thank you all so very much for being here today. Go Bucks!